Welcome to Toffee TV. It's a final word of sorts. Accrington Stanley won, Everton won the first pre-season game. We're not going to drill down too much into this one. We're just going to have a chat about the game and about pre-season in general, because obviously Everton started it last night. You were there, Ped, at the WAM Stadium.
So what's all the young guns?
The young guns were probably Everton's best players last night. What did you make of it in the rain?
I mean, obviously, Everton are lacking a squad, aren't they? And that showed last night, not just through players we lost, players we haven't brought in, but also players who've been away. So, yeah, listen, pre-season games are what they are. Certainly the first one, where it is all about fitness. You're obviously always playing against the team that's probably a couple of weeks ahead of you. You're playing at their ground. It's just a fitness exercise, isn't it? But you're looking for the little things, aren't you? You're looking for those little elements. And I suppose the young players coming on in the second half, just give us a little bit of something to think about. Just, maybe getting people to think, are these players who are ready to step up to the first team squad? Are they players who should be going out on loan, or are they players that are in the 21s? So from that side of things, yeah, a little interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it was you're always looking for the big pluses. I think for a lot of clubs, the pre-season games normally littered with new signings. There was none of that. Well, I suppose there was. Charlie Alcaraz, who we had, is obviously playing his first game as a full-time Everton player now, and he was quite bright.
Although new signing, but not enough of a new signing to make Everton's graphic for when they signed the two players.
Not put them on there. Because they had them last year, didn't they?
Yeah, but feels harsh.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, I don't really know where to go with that one. But back to Charlie, he was all right. Yeah, I mean, Everton went with quite a strong squad, to be quite a strong team, to be fair. Obviously Harry Tyler is there because even though we thought maybe Mark Travers might be in the squad, it was clearly a bit too early for that. But we had Nathan Patterson at right back, Michaelenko at left back, they had Jared Brandtwaite, Michael Keane at the centre backs, and then in midfield we had Harrison Armstrong, who'd obviously had a really impressive loan at Derby County. We had James Garner, Tim Iroegbunam, Dwight McNeil, Yusuf Chimiti, I know who we're missing, Charlie Alcaraz, of course, and that was the lineup.
Very much like Everton's graphic.
Very much, yeah, very much. Was missing, yeah. Careless whisper. And on the bench, Jake O'Brien, Beto, and that was it.
Lots of other young players.
That was it. No, I meant senior players.
That was it.
So that was the sort of, that shows you, no Seamus Coleman, which I don't know, maybe he's not ready. Obviously James Tarkowski, we've seen doing more and more, but not considered ready yet, which we sort of knew anyway. Accrington had a chance after about 15 seconds, a header which Harry Tyler pushed over, and they started quite brightly, but there was some good spells in the first half, some good bits of football. I mean, Alcaraz was quite bright. Harrison Armstrong, I know you were quite impressed with. He had the freedom of from David Moyes, didn't he? That's what he said. I don't want your freedom, but he had the freedom.
Fair play to him. We didn't, we had no wingers, and the winger we did have played more inside. So it was a bit weird, wasn't it? It was nice to continue with the one up front. But I don't know what to say about it. I really don't. I think it's just, you go there and you just ask the players to run around a bit and work hard, and their goalkeeper made some cracking saves, didn't he? I think he's on loan from Southampton. He made some great saves. I think Chimiti had a couple, and there was another one from outside the box.
Harrison Armstrong.
Yeah, so it was just like, I don't know what you want me to say in terms of how, the shape, the tactical shape and all. It was just a case of the conditions weren't great. It was getting 90 minutes in the legs for some. We didn't see dramatic changes at half time because we didn't really, even though we had loads of players on the bench, the manager didn't didn't necessarily feel like he had to bring all of them on and change everybody, because he's obviously trying to get them all fit, getting up to the pace. You know, in 10 days we're going to be playing a game in the heat of America against the Premier League side, so you know, there's only one more game before that, so it's a case of getting up to the pace very, very quickly, and then adding the players who come back from international duty, and hopefully new players, if that's possible. I really hope it is, because we are really short of numbers. But yeah, we knocked it around well, as we should. The better players.
But the final third, that's what I was going to say. I mean, the final third, we had moments in the first half. Chimity, I mean, he almost got onto a lovely ball from Mykolenko, just ran away from him as such, but he did have one that he dragged across, hit it, the keeper made a good save from. He had the diving header off Iraburum, great ball in, that was a really good save.
Yeah.
You know, we've had Nathan Patterson flash one across the 6-yard box, Harrison Armstrong's curl one, their keepers made a really good save as well. Dave missed a couple of chances, headed chances, which they maybe should have done better with. But at half time, obviously, Mykolenko went off, Brantwaite went off, Jake O'Brien came on, Nathan Patterson went from right back to left back, brought on Taman, didn't he, at right back. And Everton, again, the second, I think they started the second half better than us, and obviously scored a good goal from their perspective, but a poor goal from us. I mean, a corner to the back post, the lads unmarked. I don't know how it crept past Harry Tyler, but it did, and you 1-0 down. And I think Harrison Armstrong said at the end, after a match on his interview, we hadn't heard from David Moyes talking anything about the game. It's, not, you know, he chooses that, but Harrison Armstrong sort of said, yeah, we were all right in the first half, second half wasn't good enough. And I generally take that as that's been relayed to them by the manager, that he wasn't impressed. He didn't look impressed in that second half with what was going on. What did you feel like in the second half with? Because the first 20 minutes of it, I thought we were just...
I felt like first 20 minutes we were like caught out by the changes.
Yeah.
And, you know, they got an opportunity off the corner to take it. It was poor to allow the header, and it's poor to have allowed it to have gone in. And then like the weather just went Armageddon, didn't it? Just properly started, like, unbelievable just weather on the pitch. And I don't know, Beto started gritting his teeth, and you could see that, like, properly gritting his teeth
and having a go.
And then the two wide lads got involved as well. And I think the pitch being a little bit slicker. It was a great pitch, by the way. Fantastic little stadium, great pitch. I don't think the professionals, they don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to walk off the pitch, friendly or not, with being beaten 1-0. You know, they want any kind of negative headlines. They want to, and obviously, you know, they've got the manager who's going to be like, who does have standards, even if it's pre-season or not. He expects more out of him. We criticised last year's pre-season, and we've criticised many a pre-season while we've been on this channel of how slow we've been getting up to speed, and that's gone into the Premier League season. But obviously David Moyes wants it to be straight away, and there are players out there that, you know, the likes of Tyrone McPartland, that they need to, this is a big summer for them. This is an opportunity for them to be around the squad. I know Tim started this last year in the team because he'd had a decent pre-season because of the lack of numbers again, but this is like, he's got to impress the manager, another manager, and I feel like it's actually more important this year, because I think last year it was more like a by the way. He's had a season at the club now, and he has to do that again. I think Harrison Armstrong's got to establish himself as one of the squad players as well. That's another opportunity.
And Chimity.
And this is where, and this is where you've got to do it. You've got to impress. You've got to be. And you're right what you said before. Everton just missed that play, and it's obviously in Jayu it is that play, but we just missed that play where they've got the ability to just go, you know what, I'm just going to take 2 or 3 of you out this game by doing something or beating you. And we just don't have too many of those players. It's too, even in these games, it's a little bit safe. It's like, oh, I've got nowhere to go, put my foot on it, go backwards. And yeah, you want to see that. You want to see that going, we're at a high level than you, and we're going to show it. And it doesn't always come off, but listen, the 2 wide men impressed me second half, and we got back into the game because of one of them. Well, both of them, because we just started forcing them back.
Well, just on what you said there, I mean, I just seen a thing where the player with the most goals for Everton was Michael Keane in that starting 11 last night at centre back. And then Dwight McNeil, and then after that it was Michalenko and Jarrod Brandtwaite, who aren't prolific goal scorers for Everton. So that sort of, and then after that it was Charlie Alcaraz, who's been here, and with James Garner, who's been here. So you can tell by just looking at it where the issue is. Now, yes, of course, Iliman and Jai wasn't in it, and he's a chief, our main goal scorer last season, wasn't he? Him and Beto. So there is that, but there's a huge sort of flag in that Everton side right now for off the right-hand side. But you're absolutely right, the two lads who came on, Isaac Heath and Justin Clark on either side, I thought they acquitted themselves brilliantly. Justin Clark, real sharp, quick, really. It was weird seeing an Everton wide player who could run, and Isaac Heath wasn't slow on the other side either, by the way. He looked really good as well, and it was his positive run, of course, that got Everton a penalty, and Beto dispatched it. Really positive run and little step over, and the lads taking him off.
Yeah, I mean, at that point of the game, we should have really, I mean, again, that's another, it's not worrying us stuff, but again, that's where we should have had a couple by then easily. We put enough pressure on them, but we weren't hitting the target.
No.
Their keeper had to make
one. If we did, it was Adam.
Keeper had to make one save, I think there was one cut in, and he
McNeil, he saved it.
So yeah, and then Beto put it away brilliantly.
Good penalty.
Yeah, he's dispatched it brilliantly.
And then we had a really good moment where, again, Justin Clark creating it and give it to Isaac Heath, and he plays Patterson in, and he sits the lad down and just hit the target and blazes it over, and
that's it,
and that was that one.
But that day, I think that's where the manager has to, I think that's where players sometimes, again, I know it's only a friendly and I'm not going, but I do think that's where, if you're a Patterson of the world and you're trying to, again, you want to keep the manager happy, and it's little things like that where I think you have to, friendly or not, I think you have to do a little bit better. I think you have to that's where the opportunities come and go.
Yeah.
For some players, don't they, in pre-season, and I think those two young players will be involved, two wide players will be involved on Saturday because they've done so well in this game. It's like it goes up a level, it's like, here's your opportunity where...
Championship side, of course,
I think it's... Yeah, you've got to do it. They are friendlies, but you are, for some players, establishing yourself, and there's a few of them in our squad, so just try and just be a little bit better on the ball.
Yeah, well, they've got to take the thing, and David Moyes won't let them rest on the laurels, of course. We didn't lose the game, it was one of them, and you could see that early on, you could see that we were rusty. We hit a few balls behind when there was a simple pass on, put a couple out. Michael Keane said they'd had double and triple sessions, so they were feared.
I think they trained in the morning.
And so so it's one of them. We'll see. Saturday's the next level up now against Blackburn, who ironically beat Accrington 2-1 at the weekend. So a step up, or two steps up really, if you want to look at it league-wise. So that'll be a tough trip to Ewood Park, but hopefully the players will be feeling a little bit sharper. We may well have Iliman and Jai and Idrissa Gana Gay, Jordan Pickford, Mark Travers all in the squad for the weekend to just give it that little bit extra strength, and we'll go from there. So there you go, 1-1, first pre-season game. It's underway. Let us know what you think in the comments section below about the game. Who impressed you last night? Give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. See you later.